The iPad Pro came out back in June 2017, but it's got an update today. The new iPad Pro is available November 7th, and here it is. It's actually the 12.9-inch version. I took a second to figure that out because it's smaller. It's about a size of like an 11 by 8 sheet of paper. There's also an 11-inch iPad Pro that's the same size as the 10.5 before. The prices are Pro prices. This 11-inch starts at $799. This one starts at $999. With 64 gigs of storage, you can go all the way up to a terabyte now, which is a lot. This is kind of like the iPad 10, because much like the iPhone 10, there's Face ID here, but you may not notice it because there's no notch. This display is continuous. It's a curved corner display LCD using a similar type of display technology that's on the iPhone 10R. Now you may have just noticed I detached the pencil from the side. It magnetically stuck. That's how it charges now. There is a unique magnetic connector on the side, and the new pencil not only will roll a little less, but it will attach now. And that little flat side has tap zones, so you could use it to zoom in and tap and control things. Otherwise, similar in terms of its pressure-sensitive capabilities. Lightning is gone, but USB-C is here, which is great because that's now going to work with a whole bunch of accessories. It's also going to work with 5K external displays, and it will even reverse charge, so you could charge up your other USB-C devices or your iPhone. You could charge up your Nintendo Switch with your iPad, do something crazy. That's a really nice upgrade that brings it more to a computer type level. Also new is a new type of folio case. This new keyboard folio attaches to be a little more lap friendly. The 11 and 12.9-inch iPad Pro are thinner, and they both have A12X processors. Now that's a leap over the A10X before, and the graphics and processing leap should be really significant. That's the main proposition for this, is people who want to do art, people who want to be using Adobe's upcoming Photoshop tools, a superior graphics and drawing experience. Will it necessarily be a laptop replacement? We'll have to see. But it sounds like a similar proposition in the sense that you're going to be using it with keyboards, you're going to be using it with pencil, and you're going to be taking advantage of the larger screen and better processing power on this. Another thing that the A12X can do is better AR. Apple is very bullish on AR and the capabilities that can bring. Now on this iPad, maybe that's for things like Adobe's AR-based design app that's coming next year, or it could be for all new types of immersive tools that work for the iPad. Also games, but are you playing games on an iPad? You might be, or you might be using a console or something else. Also keep in mind, I just noticed there's no headphone jack on this iPad Pro. Just FYI, you're gonna have to use an adapter or use Bluetooth. So the proposition on these iPads is a computer, but it's kind of a parallel computer, or to work in combination with Macs. And the starting price here is entering that laptop range. There's also a MacBook Air that's $1199, there's a Mac Mini that starts at $799. Apple is also keeping the 10.5-inch Pro from before at $650, so that might be a middle ground that you might want to look at. But Apple's pushing the boundaries here for touch, for Face ID, and maybe at some point, these things will find its way into other computing devices too. But if you're looking for something like the iPhone 10 in an iPad, to take it up a level and get that bigger screen, this might be what you're looking for. This is the iPad Pro, my very first look at it here at Apple's event in Brooklyn.
This will be more of kind of like the heady, where does this fall? Excuse me, sir.
Sorry. Gonna get knocked out.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, you just want to show me that.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Thank you. Woo.
Sorry, you're good.
No, it's okay.